Would be so much easier if Kyle Lowry would just force Scotty Barnes in the middle of the floor where there's help. But okay, you're going to let him go the other way. Now Jovic steps up to double. So now that Scotty Barnes just pulled his dribble back. So now if you're Jovic, you want to return to the weak side of the floor so everybody else can rotate back. Now you're just doubling now for no reason, and now not everyone's able to rotate, so it's swing for three. You cannot talk and think about switches. Bam Adebayo and Jimmy Butler. This is a switch every time going into the game, or it's not. Because Jimmy Butler switches, Adebayo doesn't, and Quigley's open off a flare screen. For $120 million, can Eric Spoelstra teach the Heat how to defend a flare screen? Jimmy Butler's under, over, and most importantly, Jovic. You're attached and showing, or in this case, you're attached or switching. You're doing nothing. Jimmy Butler goes under, the handoff wide open. Just banana lands outer space defense. First of all, could Caleb Martin see the ball in his man? Why is he completely ignoring Scotty Barnes? So you're going to get beat backdoor. Also, look what's going on in the corner. Why are Kyle Lowry and Jimmy Butler switching? There was no screen. So Kyle Lowry's not ready to guard Gary Trent Jr. here, and you're cooked. You're coming uphill. He's going downhill. Josh Richardson playing the gaps in the strong side corner. I'm in a defensive stance. My feet are set. I'm going to stunt and recover. You're moving your feet towards the ball right here. You're not in a defensive stance. You're coming towards the ball on the kick out. Grady Dick's going to drop this ball and still be open. Haywood Highsmith does a nice job getting in the gaps. Again, I don't know why you can't be up the line so this dribble gets picked up further out. But okay, you're going to wait till he's in the paint. It's good defense, though. Caleb Martin is fine now. The dribble's picked up. Bam Adebayo is contesting at the rim for no reason. There's no one to box out the second you do that. Heat are in a zone. The Heat zone is awful. It is the worst zone ever. Josh Richardson's guarding the wing. Bam Adebayo's got to check the corner. Haywood Highsmith's got the middle of the zone, and Thaddeus Young. I mean, where's Josh Richardson going? Adebayo's guarding air, so Josh Richardson's got to worry about both Raptors players. You know where we're going here. Duncan Robinson's going to rotate. He is going to practically try and come trap Scotty Barnes. Please, just force Scotty Barnes in the middle of the floor. Look at all the help you have in the middle of the floor. Up and force him to the middle of the floor. You're not up, and he's turning the corner baseline. Why is Thomas Bryant not sprinting back in transition? Sprint back, sprint back, sprint back, sprint back. What are you doing? Why do the Raptors have numbers now? Just more banana lands, outer space defense. What's Tyler Herro doing? Could you guard Gary Trent? Why are you drifting away from Gary Trent right now? This handoff you want to ice, right? To keep Gary Trent in front of you. There's no place for Thaddeus Young to roll. But you're running drop coverage. You're already a step behind because you're drifting away from him for no reason. Jimmy Butler gets in the gaps, but you're in drop coverage. You're playing from behind. It doesn't even matter. It happened multiple times this game. Kyle Lowry, get low and battle Scotty Barnes. Haywood Highsmith can rotate down and get in the gaps. You can double and rotate. But if you front the post just out of thin air with no backside help right here, the Raptors have numbers instantly. I guess the Heat are switching. It's Haywood Highsmith and Bam Adebayo. Why are you talking and thinking? It's a switch every time you go into the game. You could have hedged this screen, too. There's no place for Thaddeus Young to roll. I mean, look at how late Haywood Highsmith is to switch this. Tyler Herro is again asleep defensively. I got to sprint and stay with Emmanuel Quigley. Sprint and stay with Emmanuel Quigley. You are walking, trying to stay attached to Emmanuel Quigley. So the Heat double, and it doesn't matter because you were out to lunch again. For $120 million. What is going on? Jovic is staring at his man setting a down screen. I am attached. I'm either attached and showing or you end up switching. So I'm attached and switching. Something. Look, you're like curl right off the screen. You're nowhere to be found. This is atrocious defense from Jimmy Butler. Kyle Lowry is pretty much going to stand next to you waiting to help. Bam Adebayo's in the paint also waiting to help. Could you get up and guard? This is not defense. You're just back and back, and you're not even guarding him until he's in the paint. So good night, you're off balance now. So I guess that's why you're not boxing out after this. Again with Kyle Lowry, I have got to stay underneath and battle. I can double. Caleb Martin could rotate down and get in the gaps, but you front the post out of nowhere. There's no backside help. None. So the second RJ Barrett catches this, it's turn and the weak side of the floor is wide open. Tyler Herro defensively. Duncan Robinson does a great job getting in the gaps. So all I got to do is not just get completely cooked. Just play off. Show your hands. Slide your feet. But you keep coming up to crowd and crowd. So now you're coming uphill. Emmanuel Quigley's easily going to turn the corner. I mean, Duncan Robinson does a great job getting over and help. I don't know what Caleb Martin's doing right now, standing in the charge circle. They're paying Spoelstra $120 million, and the Heat can't switch. It's Tyler Herro and Caleb Martin. Wing to wing. Switch every time. No talking. No thinking. Every time. It's an auto switch. Guess what Tyler Herro does? Switches late and over the top. That brings a backside defender in Josh Richardson, and Quigley's now open. Bam Adebayo on this switch. Get up and ready to guard. Up, and if I'm going to force Scotty Barnes anywhere, it's going to be where my help is, in the middle of the floor. So you're coming uphill to guard Scotty Barnes. You're opening up your hip away from the help. Bucket +1 for no reason.